guys, right, how much do we release it? Do we release it more with the driver compared to the irons? Well, of course we do. Does Mcilroy? So people, we're looking at Rory Mcilroy, the best swing in world golf. And there's a couple of hidden moves in this swing. A couple of things you haven't seen before. And it can get you hitting the ball immediately so much better. We've got some great drills towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy the video, hit like. Right, guys, let's do it. So people, right, let's have a look at some of the best ball strikers in the world. We're going to be looking at Rory Mcilroy and some of the secret moves, some things in this video you haven't seen before. It's pretty remarkable, this release, when you're comparing it to the iron shots that they're hitting. And this is what's confusing a lot of people out there. So I'm going to take you through here the different styles of release, a couple of amazing positions. Before we have a look at that unbelievable head move of Mcilroy with his driver, which is, for me, really just one of the most... It's like a secret in the golf swing. I really want to share that with you. So just have a look where this club head's pointed down and give you a good idea of where he is. Now, this ability to release the club, yeah, it's an interesting one because they have their side bend here, which gives them something I like to say to release against. And we're going to talk about that as well. It really is a really interesting position. Looking at this right-hand position where it is through the golf ball, let's have a look at this for a second here, because we've got different styles of release, different positions that you can feel pretty easily, right, when I'll take you through it. So you can see that position there. If he was to open up that right hand, you know, spread out the fingers, the palms pointed well away from him. All right, so this is one of the positions I want to talk to you about. Now, when we're looking at iron shots with advanced players, so when we have a look at Mcilroy hitting two different types of shots here, all right, we'll have a look in practice. You're watching him hit a couple of types of shots. So you'll see that style of three-quarter shot that, it's not necessarily, it's like a three-quarter, like a knockdown, might be just held up a little bit. Have a look at the release here. See that club head there? Have a look at that. All right, now we'll have a look where the club head's pointed here. It's almost released more underneath. Have a look at that. See that there? And see when the glove or the logo is pointed more towards, and the palm of the hand pointed more back towards. Now, when we have a look at this style of release, different shot, maybe a little draw, it's still released, of course, and we can see now that that club head's pointed more downwards. And have a look where this right hand is situated. Right, and these are a couple of the positions I want to talk to you guys about, getting hands in these type of positions, understanding the different releases, and we're going to take you through some really great drills. Before we have a look at this unbelievable head move of Mcilroy, it was just seeing with the driver. It's just a secret move. I really want to share that one with you. Have a look at Oosthuizen here. Have a look at the release of the 3-wood, and then comparing it to, you know, the iron shot. Might not want to draw it as much. You want to hold it up. I just think it's a great thing to understand. With different sort of groups of clubs, maybe your 6, 7, 8, 9 pitching wedge sandwich, you might not want to release it as much, but with your longer clubs, you definitely will. Now, how do we release it without hooking it? How do we get ourselves in that position without hooking it? Let's get in there now and have a look at that before we have a look at the insane driver move that I just can't wait to share with you. So people, isn't it interesting looking at the different release patterns with the different clubs and the different shots? And we're going to go through that now and touch on this incredible move where these top players are with their driver, the iron shot here, talk about some feels before, and a great way to practice it to get into these positions before we have a look at this head position from Mcilroy, which is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to share that for you later on in the video. Let's firstly have a look at top players in iron shots. Connection with the left arm they have for a right hand of the club, exiting around a little bit more. We're seeing generally the toe of the club not really over rotating too much, and through or before impact we're seeing the club come down. We'll see that the really great ball strike is having this lead wrist just slightly in deflection and that club face just on this side of 12, and that way they can get the shaft lean that they're after at impact, and then not to release the club as hard. Now, that's a great feeling. I love to use like groups of clubs, 6, 7, 8, 9, pitching wedge, sandwich. I like to slow my release down, feel like the logo or the heels pointed up. We can't really do that a lot of the time with the longer clubs. We tend to hit them right. Now let's have a look at the driver and a way that we can practice this. So when we move through the ball, we see the driver's released a little bit more out in front of us. We're hitting it more on the way up. It's the longest club, the lightest, the fastest club. and we'll see the hands rotating a little bit more. We'll often see some bigger angles coming down and into the downswing. And this position through the golf ball here, so I recommend you start here. What we're going to look at here is something we call front end therapy. Right, as we get up into this end position, we run back through, hitting the zone where great players are. We learn through seeing our hands move correctly. We learn by feeling where our hands are. And this is a great way to get some positions in your swing that you normally wouldn't have, right? So this is what we do when we're looking at great players doing a certain move. We steal a feel. We get in and we create the same positions, we imitate them, and that's how we can become a better player. So by getting into this position here up towards the end, from the top position here, the right hand's pointed away from us and pointing over in this direction here. The club head, you know, if that's a 90-degree angle, that club head's going to be pointed maybe 45 or a little bit more, and that way when you run your hands back, you're going to be running through this zone, hitting certain position and touching these positions where great players are. So people, one of the checkpoints here when we're working on this release in the front end therapy is to get into the finish position and make sure we have a sufficient side bend, meaning that when you get into the finish, take your right hand off the golf club, that you can touch the outside of the bottom part of the knee. Now this is really important. Most people working on release tend to release with the trail tricep and shoulder, and that gets them in this type of finish position and they hit it left. If you've got sufficient side bend, you're actually forced to release it. It will give you something to release against. Very important part when we're working on this move through the golf ball. So people, the magic move, really, this is absolutely remarkable, this right eye lowering in the downswing, and it just adds to some incredible tilts and turns, and it helps you hit the ball from the inside, helps you hit the ball on the way up, helps you rotate, but it also helps you get your tilts correct. And it really is a hidden move in the golf swing. Now I'm going to take you through how you can feel it and a couple of the great things that it does in your swing. It's definitely transferable directly to the golf course. You can use it immediately. Let's get stuck into this amazing move from Rory. So people, right, the Mcilroy move. Now, the important message here to understand with this right eye lowering through the ball is it helps to get the correct combination of turn and tilt to allow us to get the correct delivery of the club into the golf ball. But it's a basic thought and feel used when we see it in slow motion by so many great players, Mcilroy doing the best. Now, what we're looking at when we talk about too much tilt, not enough turn, we get over this way, we're way behind the ball with iron shots, we're hitting it fat, you know, we're probably coming too far from the inside. A lot of advanced players have this problem. The other one is too much turn and not enough tilt, and we get ourselves really in an awkward place. We can't deliver the club, it's coming in too steep, your angle of attack, you're probably from the outside. But getting a combination of the turn and the tilt is where this right eye does a fantastic job. Let's go through it. Now when we get to the top of the swing and we just simply lower the right eye. So what it does, what it promotes is the lowering of the right shoulder down to the right hip. But because the head's turning, it really promotes that the upper body is turning and out of the way. Now don't forget, Dr. Neil from WorldClassGolf.com, my partner on WorldClassGolf.com, has measured Rory Mcilroy with biomechanics, and his chest, his torso, his upper torso is 55 degrees open at impact. I mean, that's a lot, but he's got tilt and turn, and this is one of the great reasons, one of the great areas here of this move is the lowering of this side. Now what you can do, or what you can feel when you get to the top, what you'll probably feel when you do it, is you'll feel that the club almost lays back a little bit on itself, and you'll feel some pressure on your index finger on this base knuckle. Now it's so hard to hit it left from here. How good is it? How good is it in golf to plow through a shot and not hit a left? To take left out of play. And this move really is, when I say it's a magic move, it's a great thing for your golf swing, people, and it's not disruptive, it's a swing thought. You get out in the course and you can do it. When we're thinking about all these things in our backswing, it's often in the way. So get to the top, tilt your head and just, you know, just stay there for a second. It's a different look. It's a different perspective at the ball. It feels a little weird at the start, but when you get through the ball, it promotes all sorts of extensions and rotations and your tilts and your turns into one package. World Class Golf Instruction has over 700 detailed videos for every golfer. Practice programs and evidence-based material is applied to helping you to become your own coach and play your best golf. Join us in the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction. Guys, WorldClassGolf.com, we have evidence-based material. We're giving people the chance to get online lessons at a high level, cheaper price. Guys, 1,300 videos. We've got low spinning wedges, compression, lag series, and it's all in one place. If you want me to be your personal coach, jump on board there. We're doing online lessons, swing analyst lessons, that's what it is. And it's the same as these YouTube videos with my voice over. They go between 20 and 30 minutes. You're seeing your screen, your swing on the screen, and there's tailored drills and exercises. Guys, invest in your game. Have a look at worldclassgolf.com. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you next time.